So I think I might try to bring this room back a little bit. In Wyoming, they're raising the electricity rates 30% to accommodate renewables. Right now, there's a storm that's coming toward Florida, a state that's already kicked out a lot of its insurance companies. It's also a state that makes it easy to sue an insurance company and always win when you file a claim and they deny it. We're about to see insurance rates probably ratchet up everywhere in the US in a very uncomfortable way. It will depend heavily on if oil and gas prices go up. I don't know the full dynamics, but I would definitely be uncomfortable if I was looking at buying single family or multifamily real estate. It's a category 4 hurricane, and it looks like it'll surge along the western coast of Florida. We'll see if it impacts South Florida at all. It will depend on where it goes. Let me upload an image so you guys can see it. And for context, something that happened is a lot of the insurance companies in Florida left the state. A lot of my friends who have properties that are $500K to $1 million now pay $7,000 to $10,000 a year in property insurance prices. So my friend Kate is a licensed PNC broker in 50 states, and she's helping Forbes magazine get configured to sell insurance. And she gave me these notes on insurance in the States. I thought you guys would find it intriguing. More notes from her. Now, in California, the insurance companies have also left.
Definitely something to watch. So what do you think happens?
Now, technically, the insurance companies are cordoned off, but they do have a nationwide thing. So, all roads lead back to a load balancing equation where rate increases in one state can affect rate increases in another state, et cetera, et cetera. Mind you, for every 7 licensed workers, there's only one person entering for a lot of blue collar work. So there is an aggressive shortage, and I don't know how quickly that'll be managed and fixed. A lot of the work requires licensure, which is onerous and unreasonable. So there's that. I think insurance is going to increase so much, and it's going to be very, very uncomfortable. Right now, oil and gas prices are at a low. Hopefully that remains the case for the foreseeable future. Hopefully the hurricane doesn't do too much damage. Hopefully there's no more fires before the end of the year in California that are onerous or big. So fingers crossed.
Kumar, are you paying any attention to Evergrande or what's going on with respect to the Chinese real estate market right now?
I don't know enough about Evergrande. I don't speak Mandarin. I don't do enough business with people in China, unfortunately. So I don't know. The one thing I do monitor in China is their exports. I like to look at that. And then I also like to understand, or do they have any export restrictions or import restrictions from the United States? Tell me, how bad are things in China with Evergrande? So EagleView is a company that does satellite imagery. And they've been going around suing every company that's been doing anything related to satellite imagery and roofing. They have a team of about 20 lawyers that's going around doing that. Now, I know this because I help Joel run Deep Lawn. It's a company where we use aerial and satellite imagery to generate price quotes for lawn mowing. We've done well over 1 million lawns. It's a plugin that goes on the website of a ton of lawn care websites, lawn care companies. So a consumer can type in their home address and then it generates the price quote. Now, since Google's in the business, they've recently released products where they can measure roofing, and the ideal application for that is solar. So I don't think EagleView is going to go try to sue Google. It'd be very interesting because EagleView has the patents, but are they going to waste like sort of that private equity money to burn in suing Google? I'm not so sure. And I'm pretty sure Google will fight it, but that's a thought. I think it's kind of interesting to see what happens now. One thing that's cool to observe is the increase in the quality of satellite imagery and the price. One of my theories is we need maybe a potentially smaller military or armed forces if we have more satellite imagery everywhere. There's a company called Urban Sky that uses balloons with cameras tied to them. And it's 6 times cheaper than the current price of satellite imagery and aerial imagery. And aerial imagery can be drone imagery or where they attach cameras to Cessnas. Now, if you're hitting up all of these companies for imaging, they can basically give you quarterly imaging data. What's going to be interesting is when imaging data becomes something that's like monthly, and then eventually daily, and then the cost goes down a lot. And just a side note, I learned a lot of this stuff from Joel. I don't know if he's still checking your chat these days, but he's worth following if you see him.